Well, we all love our smartphones. It's kind of a love-hate relationship, right? Sometimes we use them a little too much, and maybe you have it in your hand right now. I certainly don't blame you, right? A recent survey found the average person spends about 5 hours on their smartphone every day, checking their phones more than 200 times a day. Wow, that certainly is an interesting number to put into perspective. So joining us this morning is Dr. Jon Caldwell. He's the Chief Medical Officer with Meadows Behavioral Healthcare to kind of talk to us a little bit about what to do if you're using your phone too much. So thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I don't have my phone on me.
Good.
I left it in the other room.
Good. Phone-free February.
We're making progress here. Yes. So phone-free February is a challenge I was just reading a little bit about online. Kind of explain to our viewers what it is.
Well, when I first heard it, I thought it was take the entire month of February off from your phone. And of course, that's very, very difficult for most of us. But I think what it is a challenge for us to really pay attention to our relationship that we have to our phone and see if we might find some areas where we need to make some change and maybe make that a healthier relationship.
What are the dangers of being on your smartphone too much, and really how does that impact our mental health?
For many of us, we will find that that relationship might be a little unbalanced, that we're spending too much time. Maybe we're even prioritizing our phone use over other things that are important. But for some of us, we may actually have something that looks a lot like an addiction to the phone. And you may say, well, how do you have an addiction to the phone? But we know we can have addiction towards things like gambling, sex, food. So we have addictive behaviors towards other things like technology and screens and phone. And so for some of us, we really do need to pay attention because it can deeply impact mental health.
I am definitely addicted to my phone. I mean, it's part of my job, unfortunately. It's a part of a lot of people's jobs.
Yes.
How do you know that maybe you need to reevaluate your phone relationship?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think if you start noticing, if you can pay attention to how you're feeling, and that's why phone-free February can be so useful, because that little bit of separation from it starts to help us to notice that, oh, I feel more anxious when I'm on my phone for a long time. Or after I've been using my phone and scrolling a lot through social media, I feel a little bit depressed. So part of it is just recognizing how you're feeling. But you may also notice that you're spending more time than you would like. Let's say you set up some time to play a video game, but then you spend 2 hours instead of 30 minutes. Maybe you notice that you are taking time out of work or friendships or family time, and it's just not balanced. Maybe you notice that you're unable to put it down. Maybe you're taking it with you all the time. Maybe you notice that in social settings, when it beeps or dings or buzzes, your attention gravitates there and you lose track of what's happening in the present moment. All of those things would be signs that maybe something's not in balance.
Certainly so easy to do. What is your best piece of advice for people who are certainly relating to a lot of what you're saying?
Well, take the challenge. You know, and again, you don't have to take the whole month off, but take some time away from your phone, and you might notice that, oh, when I don't scroll through my phone late at night, I get better sleep. Or when I turn the phone off or put it in airplane mode and go out to lunch with a friend and I just try not to even pay attention to it, I have a much more enjoyable experience with my friend. So I think the first thing is actually getting some separation, getting some time away from it, interrupting your usual patterns, making a change in that relationship and noticing what happens. There's other things that we can do though. I always think about changing behavior happening on two planes or two levels. There's the kind of behavioral change things that we do, and then there's the deeper issues that are driving this behavior. And I think both are necessary for good behavioral change. So sometimes we need to think about, why am I turning to my phone so much, right? Am I using it to escape something? Am I trying not to feel something? Am I troubled in some way? Am I bored? What's happening that drives that? But then sometimes we just need to do behavioral change. That might be taking certain apps off the phone. It might be putting time limits on how much we use the phone. It might be getting help from our loved ones to say, hey, can you just intervene when you see me and we can go for a walk, or we can go, do something that's more in our body, less in our head. So there's little tricks that we can do to interrupt those behaviors.
Dr. Caldwell, certainly something all of us can definitely think about and improve upon. Sometimes I try not to go on social media for 2 hours after I wake up. Like, I'm like, okay, I'll wait 2 hours. That didn't happen today. It happens some days.
Hey, it's about progress and not perfection.
You got to start somewhere.
That's right.
Okay, thank you so much. Hey, Kylie, what about you? You don't have your phone
I
on you.
like it's about progress, not perfection. I feel like that is just a good motto for life.